There's only one thing to do, 3 words more.
As you can see, we're kicking off our world's greatest love story week with a couple who met right before they were deployed to Afghanistan.
We received a beautiful letter from their best friend Lisa. Take a look.
Dear Regis and Kelly, my name is Lisa Theo, and I present to you the greatest love story between my best friend of 9 years and her fiancé. The story didn't start with a date. It didn't start with a kiss. The Smith-Perry love story started with a deployment to Afghanistan. Meredith was deployed as the naval flight surgeon, and Blake as a Marine pilot.
I remember getting the text message from him that he was leaving on Monday with us to go to Afghanistan, and I was absolutely elated, very excited.
She was pretty amped that I guess I went to Afghanistan with her. I was plenty happy to go with her.
But the friendship definitely blossomed very quickly. We spent a lot of time together on our way over to Afghanistan.
So I remember we were leaving on the bus. She actually sat down next to me. I made a point of not trying to sit next to her or say anything. But she sat next to me, and we started talking there. And I think our friendship really started actually from that point on.
They were only friends then, but I knew that they were meant to be together.
Oh, was it? It was late October.
Weeks before they were scheduled to return to the United States.
As I recall, we got woke up early to do an escort mission. It was just supposed to be a pretty semi-routine escort for the night raid that they were going to do. It turned pretty sketchy pretty quick. Flying at night, formation's dangerous anyways. I kind of turned around. I was heading back to the base because we had bad comms, which means I couldn't really talk to anyone. I didn't know what was going on. And it seemed like a few short seconds after I turned away and headed back to the base, they ran into me from, my lead ran into me from behind and below. And I could see them when they came up and they hit. I saw the front of the Cobra.
Blake was in a fatal helicopter crash that resulted in the loss of 4 soldiers and severe injuries for 2.
I remember being woken up around, I think it was around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on October 26th by one of my fellow Marines, and she told me that there had been a mishap, and my heart immediately sank. You know, my first question was, who's involved? What happened? Are there survivors? Are there not?
It's pretty frightening. It was like living nightmares.
He had 4 chest tubes, tubes coming out of his chest. He had a breathing tube coming out of his mouth. He was amputated on the left, below the knee at the time. And, I talked to the physician, and he said, this is not good.
Blake survived, but survived body-wide injuries.
It was one of the scariest moments of my life.
Blake lost his leg, spleen, fractured many bones and vertebrae, and suffered significant damage to his vital organs.
It took a while for when I came down off all the really heavy drugs before I could actually start making sense of what was real and what wasn't.
He was flown from Afghanistan to Bethesda, Maryland for surgery and intensive care. Meredith soon followed and stayed at his bedside until he woke up.
Squeezed his hand, and at one point I told him that you will survive this and I will see you at home. And he squeezed my hand. Not very hard, but enough so that I know that he heard me.
My first memory of Meredith was her bringing music in. And this was when I was still in my delirium. I remember she'd come by and she'd play music for me. And I remember her petting my head.
I think at that moment it was absolutely solidified for me. I said, I love this man, and if he survives this, I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
When he woke up, he told her he loved her.
I remember being very conflicted when she was there because I really wanted it to be a lot more than what I'd remembered. But it's not exactly the best time to start dating someone.
When he sat up, he held her. And when he could walk, he knelt and asked for her hand in marriage.
But I remember sitting on his bed, and we exchanged our first I love yous, and we started making plans for the future almost immediately.
I could very well be the luckiest man I know alive to have found someone as amazing as that at that time in my life, before I went through something, you know, it's like, what is it? You don't always get what you want, but you get what you need.
He has dealt with and continues to deal with the injuries and his change in lifestyle just with such grace and ease. And I know that it is difficult for him. I know that it's hard, but he doesn't let on.
I mean, I'd like to have my legs. I'd like to not have a broken back. But I got what I needed. I got Meredith. And my God, it was amazing.
And he's still standing, literally and figuratively, and I wouldn't want to spend my life with anybody else.
So we all just saw this incredible love story, and it really was a moving one, wasn't
very
it?
moving,
My
yeah.
gosh. So they are here with us today, and I'd like you to welcome Meredith Perry and Blake Smith. Well, I got to tell you something. Everybody saw that. It's very moving. It really is. So what has it been, a year since all of this happened?
Yes, sir. A year last October.
And the recovery looks like it's going well, huh?
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed.
What's been the biggest challenge here, Blake?
Well, for us, changing our expectations of what our future is going to be. We made a lot of plans to travel around the world, and being a partial paraplegic and an amputee, it kind of changes everything, how you get about, where you go, and that kind of thing. For me. For her?
Well, I'd say the same thing, but the fact that he has such a great attitude, you know, about his injuries and about moving forward, you know, it's just been an amazing experience to know that we still have the same things on our bucket list, but all we have to do is just tweak them a little bit, and we'll still be able to do just about all of them. So.
I have to say that you two are entering into your relationship together knowing what's really important and what really matters, and so that is a unique thing to have so early on.
So when are we getting married?
May 28th.
May 28th, right around the corner.
You guys are both so great and such an incredible story. We wanted to start your wedding off right, so we're giving you a $5,000 wedding registry from Michael C. Fina.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you guys are too kind.
Yeah, Michael C. Fina has been family-owned and operated for 75 years, and they offer a wide selection in everything you'll need for your wedding and sending you off right on your big day.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure.
That's not all. Final wedding gift right here. You know, just a little payday here. $3,000 right there for you, from us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, sweetie? Wow, some story. Stay right there. I'll be right back.